Dear friends, welcome back to our daily Sabbath School lesson study. Today we are studying Monday's lesson, A Certain Kind of Hope. Let me begin by asking you a question. Does religion draw believers away from this present life to some better afterlife? The criticism is that some religious people are so focused on some utopian world that they are so away from this present world. Could it be that for some Christians, heaven has become a form of sanctified escapism, rendering them less or no use to society? History tells us that there were many such individuals. Anthony, one of the first Christian monks in the history of Christianity, was one such individual. Following the instruction of Jesus to the rich young ruler, Anthony sold off his inheritance, gave all the proceeds to the poor, put his only sister in a charity home, and lived a lonely life in the Egyptian desert, in a tomb, fasting, praying, and meditating. Yes, the world is a fallen and broken place to live. And it is perfectly fine for us to long for something better, to long for Jesus to return and end all our pain and suffering. After all, without such hope, our Christian faith would be meaningless. Yet, we can't be singularly focused on heaven and ignore our present life on earth. Christians cannot be lonely deserts, lonely islands, and lonely planets. In fact, in order to become citizens of the kingdom of glory, we must first become worthy citizens of the kingdom of grace. You see, heaven is going to be the most multi-ethnic community you have ever seen in your life. And if I cannot live with people here on this earth, I cannot live in heaven. Jesus paints a very solemn and scary picture of God's judgment. People will be standing before God on two separate sides. The king will say to those on the right to become citizens of the kingdom of glory because they personally cared for him. And the people will be shocked because they had never taken care of the king. But then the king would reply and say, "Truly I say to you, whatever you have done to the least of these brothers of mine, you did it to me." Then to those who were on the left, the king would say, "Depart from me, you who are cursed, into the everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. Truly I tell you, whatever you did not do to the least of these brothers of mine, you did not do to me." Dear friends, I know that you and I would love to be on the right side. In an increasingly wicked world, where the love of many is getting colder every day, the Lord is calling us to be not only a people of the book, but also to be a people of love, the divine agape love. I like to close with this beautiful prayer of Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. May this prayer of Assisi be our prayers too. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you again tomorrow for another episode. Until then, keep living the Advent hope. Maranatha.